Pippa and Thomas just moved into their dream apartment, but it comes with an unexpected feature, a floor-to-ceiling window staring directly into their neighbor's bedroom. And these neighbors? They clearly don't believe in curtains. On night one, Pippa and Thomas get a free live show. They're frozen, caught between shock, curiosity, and oh my god, are we seeing this? They awkwardly force themselves to look away. But that forbidden glimpse ignites something in Pippa. That night, she slips into her best lingerie, ready for her own encounter. It's a wasted effort. Thomas is already dead to the world, leaving Pippa wide awake and simmering with frustration. The next day, she's back at the window. But the evening's entertainment turns terrifying. The husband across the street is choking. His wife is in another room, headphones on, completely oblivious. Thomas panics, wanting to call 911. Pippa screams at him to just run over. She's terrified he'll die. But Thomas is frozen, terrified of being exposed as a peeping Tom. Luckily, before they have to move, the wife notices. She rushes over, performs the Heimlich, and saves his life. Late that night, Pippa gets up for water and instinctively glances across the street. New development. The wife is leaving, dragging a suitcase. The husband watches her go from the window, shirtless, his muscular frame silhouetted. Pippa is mesmerized. Her gaze hardens. This is no longer curiosity. This is an obsession. The very next day, she crosses a crucial line. She buys a high-powered telescope. Thomas protests for about 5 seconds, then immediately takes his turn at the lens. And the investment pays off. With the wife gone, the husband brings home another woman. Pippa and Thomas are glued to the spectacle, verbally condemning the man's infidelity while being secretly electrified by the drama. This shared voyeurism even fuels their own activities. For about a minute, Thomas finishes prematurely. Pippa reassures him, but her disappointment is obvious. Her gaze drifts back to the window, and for a second she imagines herself as the other woman. Watching is no longer enough. Now, Pippa needs to listen. Their opportunity comes on Halloween. The neighbors are throwing a party. Pippa and Thomas sneak in and plant a sophisticated laser listening device. To get the laser to work, Pippa needs dust in the air. Without a thought, she claps 2 chalkboard erasers together, instantly wiping out a sweet, loving cartoon Thomas had drawn for her. His face falls. It's a small moment, but it's a lethal symbol. Her obsession is erasing them. Pippa, hyper-focused on the audio feed, doesn't even notice. The sound comes through, crystal clear. It's a vicious fight. The wife, Julia, caught the husband, Seb, with another woman. But Seb is a master gaslighter. He denies, reverses, and attacks her. He threatens divorce. Just like that, Julia crumbles, apologizing to him. Pippa and Thomas are speechless. The guy is pure trash. Then the plot thickens. The wife, Julia, shows up coincidentally at Pippa's eye clinic for an exam. The two hit it off. Julia even invites her for a spa day. Pippa is ecstatic. She has a new plan. She's going to use the spa day to expose the cheating husband. Thomas is horrified. After the chalkboard incident, he's sick of her fixation. He begs her to stay out of it. Am I not enough for you? This is none of your business. Pippa hesitates. But then she looks through the telescope and sees Julia looking blissful. A strange, sharp pang of jealousy hits Pippa. Her resolve is set. She will tell her. At the spa, however, Julia admits she's completely dependent on her husband and would never leave. Pippa's conscience gets the best of her. She can't shatter Julia's world. But back at her window, she watches Seb cheat again and again. After stewing for 2 days, she can't let it go. Pippa hacks their printer and remotely sends a note. Your husband is cheating. Just like that, Pippa graduates from spectator to participant. The power to interfere is intoxicating. Julia ignores it, so Pippa sends another. Check the bathroom trash. Julia checks. She finds the evidence. At that moment, Thomas walks in and realizes what Pippa has done. He explodes. He grabs the telescope and his blood runs cold. He sees Julia holding a kitchen knife walking towards the sleeping Seb. Oh God, you're making her kill him. I didn't tell her to kill anyone. I'm calling the cops. But thankfully, Julia stops. She lowers the knife, a terrifying false alarm. The next day, Pippa apologizes profusely, swearing she's done. Thomas accepts. They embrace. But in that exact instant, Pippa's eyes drift back to the window. Her face drains of all color. No. Julia has hanged herself. This is the breaking point. Thomas looks at Pippa with pure disgust, breaks it up with her on the spot, and packs his bags. You love me? You would have listened to me. How was I supposed to know? There's nothing you can do, Pippa. She's dead because of you. Pippa's a wreck. She never imagined her interference would be fatal. After she calms down, she starts grieving. By continuing to watch the photographer, she watches him grieve alone. Soon her grief morphs into fantasy. Fantasies of them comforting each other. Days later, she sees Seb go to the bar downstairs. As if possessed, she follows him. At the bar, Seb sits directly across from her. He's incredibly handsome. He cuts right to the chase. Do you watch pornography? Pippa is momentarily shy, then relaxes. This is exactly what she desires. He invites her back to his place to be his model. Back in his apartment, under his direction, Pippa quickly undresses and begins to pose. Meanwhile, Thomas, having cooled off, returns to their apartment with flowers, hoping to reconcile. He takes a sip of his usual chlorophyll drink, then habitually walks to the window, only to see Pippa in an explicit scene with the photographer. The next day, Pippa returns to her apartment to find an unimaginable horror. Thomas has hanged himself. After the funeral, Seb disappears. Pippa is lost, but she's not just grieving Thomas. She's disappointed Seb left. One day, she sees an ad for his photography exhibition. She gets dressed up, needing to find him. But at the gallery, Pippa sees an impossible sight. Julia, the dead wife, is on stage, very much alive. She's introducing Seb's latest work. A curtain is pulled back. The new work is Pippa's nude photo. Then more photos. Photos of her and Thomas peeping. Photos of them planting the bug. Photos of them fighting. And the finale, a photo of Thomas's dead body. It hits her all at once. They were the ones being watched. Seb and Julia had been reverse spying on them, documenting their entire descent into voyeurism as a high art photography series. And the lease they signed? It had an image release clause buried in the fine print. It's all completely legal. Pippa is devastated, but as she's moving out, she finds the pet bird, dead. The bird that drank the leftover chlorophyll water. A sickening suspicion forms. That day, Seb and Julia are toasting their success. Suddenly, their printer whirs to life. I know Thomas didn't kill himself. You murdered him. They look across the street and see Pippa running. They give chase. The confrontation ends back at the eye clinic. Pippa lays out her theory. They murdered Thomas. Seb seduced her to get her out of the apartment while Julia snuck in, drugged Thomas's drink, and staged his suicide. Why? Because a tragic art house suicide was a much better ending for their project. Pippa admits she has no proof. The couple relaxes and Julia begins to mock her, then collapses. Seb follows, passing out moments later. Of course, the celebratory wine wasn't from the gallery. It was from Pippa, and it was drugged. Now, Pippa, the eye technician, gets to work. She performs a procedure on both of them. She doesn't blind them. She just corrects their vision, leaving them both with severe permanent visual impairments. They can barely function, let alone spy on anyone. Her revenge complete, Pippa puts down her own binoculars. But as she walks away, she can't help but turn back for one last look.